Yeah, Darvin, where did you see things turn in that first quarter? I guess it started, but then you got back into it a little bit before they made the bigger push. What did you think the difference was?
I think we just gave them too much early. We talked about shifting, showing them bodies. Coming into the game, in the last 10 games, they're number one points in the paint, but also 29th in assists. So the biggest thing for us was, trying to be great on the ball and have a ton of support behind that initial on-ball defender. And I think we gave them too much early in transition, easy drives, drop-offs. And a team gets a rhythm like that, gets their confidence, and next thing you know, everything starts going in for them. They threw in some threes early. But they had too much access to our paint.
I think it was a 9-1 offensive rebound advantage for them in the first half. Is that along the lines of that?
Yes, absolutely. We have to finish possessions. We got to defend. It's no other way. There's no shortcuts. There's nothing like that. We got to play defense consistently, night in and night out. Again, be great in transition. Be great on the ball. Give that on-ball defender, once again, a lot of support with our shifts and activities, and we got to close teams out of possessions without giving them multiple looks at it. Everybody game rebounding, holding them to one possession, not giving up offensive rebounds, multiple offensive rebounds, and just consistently getting stronger as the game gets longer in those areas.
So when you get down 30, how do you find that balance knowing you have a game tomorrow night? It's still late the minor AD have extended minutes to
It's tough. It's tough. That's the toughest position to be in. When the game get away from you, but you also have a lot of time left. You're taking that chance of trying to cut the lead down, which we did. That group of, I think it was D'Lo, Max, Rui, Bron, and Jackson, they really played some good minutes. But the deficit is so huge at that point. You chopping it down, you basically got to play perfect basketball. I think we spotted them like the first 29, 30 minutes. We made some shots up in between there, but we didn't offer much resistance in terms of stopping them and controlling the ball, keeping the ball out of the paint. The zone helped us a little bit. That helped us dig into the lead, chop down some of that deficit. But at the end of the day, it was you get down 30, you almost have to play perfect basketball to finish out the game.
Darvin, you did go back to 80 in the fourth quarter. Was that because of the rhythm that group was in with Jackson at the 5, or was that because of the groin, or a combination of both?
It's a combination of both. You find a group that's playing well, had a couple of timeouts to play with, wanted to see how far, we can dig into the lead, and, They made some plays at the end of the tail end of that run that pretty much secured them the win. And then plus, knowing A is dealing with some physical issues, so being really careful and precautionary about putting them out there.
Do we know the plan for LeBron and AD tomorrow?
Not as of yet. We'll find something out, I'm sure, later on tonight, tomorrow morning at the latest.
I imagine you value Jared Vanderbilt for playing with activity and playing with aggression. Obviously, he got tossed early before getting into it. Dylan Brooks. Is that just what did you make of it? Does he need to control himself better in that situation?
No, it's hard to control yourself, man. Being competitive is one thing. Dylan Brooks is one of the most competitive players that our league has. Competes at a high level, but whether it's cheap shots or putting players at risk of injury with certain plays, it's. I just watched it again before I came in here. Pushes him on the back, a guy that's in the air, airborne, defenseless, and then Bron's play. Bron goes to the basket, and it's a double move with his arms. One arm, trying to deflect the ball, and it goes back, and then it goes across his face. So maybe Dylan Brooks shouldn't have been in the game either, but. It's unfortunate, and I'm a salute, and my hat's off to Vando for taking up for his teammate, taking up for himself and his team. So it is what it is.
One second, Coach. We didn't really get to see Vanderbilt. What does he add to the roster, and what type of player is he just coming to the roster?
Just everything, man. Just he like I said, he's one of the best Swiss Army knives in the NBA with the his versatility defensively, the amount of things he can do, you know, from initiating a break, catching and finishing in the paint, playing in the half row, playing DHO basketball, offensive rebounding, getting deflections, steals, making all the hustle plays you can possibly ask for, a bunch that don't show up in the stat sheet. But he gives us a lot of versatility in doing the small intangibles that you need to win.
Darvin, you've talked a lot about Ruby this year and wanting him to kind of be aggressive, and it seemed like he did do that tonight. Got to the free throw line and made shots. How do you approach just trying to find him minutes when obviously you got LeBron and AD, but he's had some success playing like a 3-4. How have you approached Ruby this year, and what did you think of him tonight?
My biggest thing with Rui is him coming off, and no matter where we play him playing assertive, decisive, aggressive basketball. That's it. We'll figure it out. He and Brown are both talented, versatile. Same with A. They're all ball skilled. They all can dribble, pass, and shoot. So it's where he's slotted, and it's based on matchups anyway, like who he's guarding. Not so much can he play alongside those guys. He actually plays great with those guys, but it's just a matter of finding the right matchups or going zone like we did, minus AD, but with Jackson, Rui, and Bron. We can figure out ways for them to be on the floor and make it work. But just him coming off the bench, and not just him, all of our guys, got to do a better job of coming in the game ready to play. And getting into a rhythm by doing the little things, the intangibles, not just trying to score the ball.
That's fine, Kevin. Has the defensive slide over the last month become a concern for you yet?
You can definitely see the carryover when we are able to have a shoot around, get on the floor and break down things and talk through things. Obviously film points it out. The numbers point out what you're not doing well, what you are doing well. But to be able to get on the floor, talk through things, even though it's not at full speed, it's at half speed, but you're still visualizing what you need to do to execute on that side of the ball, and it helps to be able to get on the floor. But make no excuses whatsoever. We'll get better. We'll definitely get better. That's going to be a point of it's been a point of emphasis. It's going to continue to be a point of emphasis, and we got a lot of footage to show.
One last one for me. You changed up the early rotation. You had Austin be the guard, with the second unit, with the bench unit start the second quarter instead of D'Lo, which has been the case in previous games. Just what went into that? I guess were you looking for with that shift?
With Cam out, obviously we lose Vando early. Now at this point, you're trying to just mix and match and see what gives you the most balance, and it's player performance as well. As you put people in the game, and if they don't play well, then you got to make adjustments on the fly, and you got to readjust some things within your rotation.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.